All right, today we're going to cover arithmetic sequences, and they're pretty easy, but they are on the end of course exams, so we want to make sure that we're ready for those. We need to start off with the definition of what an arithmetic sequence is. An arithmetic sequence, we can say in an arithmetic sequence, the difference between all the terms is the same, and I would underline the word same. That's the most important thing probably in that definition, is that when we have an arithmetic sequence, for example, let's say that we had this sequence of numbers: 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, going on forever. This would be an arithmetic sequence. What's the difference between all the numbers? Isn't it 2? All right, every single one of these is going up by 2. All right, it's important for us to be able to identify what it's going up or down by. All right, let's look at another one. What if I had 29, 24, 19, and 14? This one is also arithmetic. This is an arithmetic sequence. And what's happening here? Isn't it going down by how much? 5. So here we could put minus 5 in between all of these. All right. Now, one of the things they're going to ask you in homework, it'll be very simple. They'll say, is this sequence arithmetic? Well, these first two are arithmetic because the difference between all the numbers is the same. You tell me if this one's arithmetic. 11, 13, 18, 20, and 24. Is that one an arithmetic sequence? It's not, because we're going up by 2 here, and then 5 here, and then 2 here, and then 4 here. This one is not arithmetic. Those questions should be fairly easy. Remember, if they give you decimals, you can just grab the calculator and find your differences. All right. I do want to go over one that involves fractions, though, just as a review. Let's say they ask, is this one arithmetic? And let's say my numbers are 1/2, 5/8, 3/4, and 13/16. So now we have these ugly fractions, but I have taught you some things about fractions. We know how to work with these. What we really need to know is what's the difference between these fractions. So I need to know 5/8 minus 1/2. I need to know 3/4 minus 5/8. And I need to know 13/16 minus 3/4. Three little fraction problems. Now, these aren't that hard of a fraction problem. Our common denominator on the first one is 8, so I need to multiply both of these by 4. We've covered this. So I have 5/8 minus 4/8, which is 1/8. All right, so that's the difference between the first two. If this thing is arithmetic, the next two answers should be 1/8. All right? So on the next problem, my least common denominator is also 8. So I'll multiply both of those by 2. And I'll have 6/8 minus 5/8, which is 1/8. So far, so good. It's looking like it's arithmetic. Let's keep going. This last one, the least common denominator, is 16, though. So I need to multiply both of these by 4. And now I have 13/16 minus 12/16, which is 1/16. It's not arithmetic. So don't just do the first two and assume that it's arithmetic. You need to go all the way through. All right? Now, there is a formula that will allow us to predict a term way out there. All right? And so we call this the nth term of the sequence. And what we're doing with this is we're using it to predict, maybe we want to know the 27th term. Maybe we want to know the 45th term. This little formula will help us find it. And I will tell you what all the little letters mean. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. All right, now what do those letters mean? This is the difference between the numbers. Whatever the difference is between the numbers, that's what goes there in the formula. So like on this one right here, the d would be 2. All right, because it's going up by 2. All right. This one is the first term. So we put the first term right there. All right. And this is which term we're looking for. So if we're looking for the 37th term, we would put a 37 there. All right. So they're going to give you some problems where they say find the next 3 terms of a sequence. So let's say that our sequence is 15, 9, 3, -3, and then they've got this ... like that. Now, if you're just finding the next 3 terms, I don't know that you need to use the formula. You could. I'm going to show you both. All right? So what's happening on this sequence? Isn't it going down by 6? Right? So the next term would be -3 minus 6, which is -9. And then the next term after that, I would take off 6 more, and it would be -15. And then the next term after that would be -15 minus 6, which is -21. All right? So there's my next 3 terms right here. Well, which terms are those? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th term. This is the 6th term. This is the 7th term. All right? what if they said find the 10th term of this sequence? Now you could keep subtracting 6, or you can use the formula. Let's find the 10th term. Because they could give you a really big number. They could say, let's find the 47th term. And you definitely don't want to keep subtracting 6 forever. All right, the formula makes it easier. So first, let's write down the formula. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So the most important part of using this formula is knowing where the numbers go. The formula is easy. The work is easy once you know where the numbers go. So on this problem, my d is the negative 6. So I'm going to put a negative 6 in right here for d. Kind of trying to do the easy parts first. My first term is 15, so that 15 goes there. Plus, we are looking for the 10th term. So the 10 goes in for n. All right? And this side over here doesn't matter as much. It's just a label. But I suppose you could just put a with a little subscript of 10 to label it as the 10th term. But it doesn't really have anything to do with the answer. The rest of it is just doing the math here. So I have 15 plus, now remember this is multiply, 9 times negative 6. So that's 15 plus negative 54, which is negative 39. And that's the 10th term of the sequence. All right? And if we would have kept counting over here, look, minus 6 is negative 27, minus 6 again is negative 33, minus 6 again, there's my negative 39. It works. The formula works. All right, so I want you to try one on your own. I'll put this up here, and then I will pause the video for you to try them, and then I will go over it. And you should pause the video and try this without my help. Find the 9th and 10th terms of, it's going to be an arithmetic sequence. All right, and I do want you to use the formula. So here's my sequence, negative 12, negative 8, negative 4, and 0. I want you to find the 9th and 10th terms using the formula. I'm going to pause the video. You do the same thing. All right, let's see how you did here. I will work these out for you. The 9th term, we'll call this A, the subscript of 9. I put in my first term for a sub 1 plus, since I'm doing the 9th term, I put a 9 right here, minus 1 times my difference. All of these are plus 4, so I'm going to put a 4 there. So that would be negative 12 plus 8 times 4. That would be negative 12 plus 32, which is 20. Then to find the 10th term, everything stays the same except for this. That will become a 10. That's the only thing that would change. So it would be negative 12 plus 9 times 4, which is negative 12 plus 36. So the 10th term is 24. And we will stop there for today.